What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Financial Liberator, and we back on popular demand. Today, we're about to talk about something which is very simple in finance, and it is very critical though. It's something called the leverage. Um, let's see on my notes what does it say about leverage, because I do a research before I come here and I speak to y'all so I can give y'all the real content, real information based on real-time data. Okay, it says here leverage. Leverage is can be used in finance. First, let's start with the basics. What the hell is leverage? Leverage is basically, let's say, like a loan. It's when you borrow money in order to be able to pay something or in order to buy something. So leverage is basically a loan. It is borrowing money. That what leverage is. Okay, is there a reason for leverage? Let's say, why would you need to borrow money, for example, in the terms of finance? When we look at things, the reason why you would buy leverage is for two things. One is to order to be able so that you could use that money to buy maybe a stock or buy a house. So you can use leverage to order to increase your income or increase your assets, the valuation of your assets. You take that leverage, that loan, and you go buy stocks. Let's say I go buy maybe stocks at MTN, or I go buy stocks at PEP, or I go buy shares at DSTV. Me taking that 10,000 Rand loan to go buy those assets is something that is good. It helps increase my valuation of my assets. Okay, and also when you're buying a house, because everyone knows these days it is expensive to buy a house, and most people don't have a 1 million Rand just sitting there in cash. So what do? We go to the bank and we loan that extra amount of money which we cannot pay from our own pockets. So leverage is very important. It can help you in those areas. Let's look what else can leverage help us. For example, it can help us in businesses. In a businesses use leverage a lot of times, and a lot of people don't know that businesses use leverage, because the way that a business uses leverage is different from from a person who's going to use leverage on a personal level. Let's look at it like this. If a business has 100,000 Rand, that 100,000 Rand might not maybe be enough to able to maybe start, let's say, a new venture that they want. Maybe let's say they want to build a new branch, and in order for them to build a new branch they need approximately 1 million, and all they have in their account is 100,000. So you could use leverage to grow your business, to be at the point where you want it to be. So leverage is something that is used in finance a lot, a lot. But it's based on how you're going to use it. Are you going to use leverage to grow your personal assets, or you're going to use leverage to grow your business? Two of those things have different approaches to how you use leverage. And not only that, even the way you're going to put that money and the way you're going to put that money towards those assets is different when you're using it for business and you're using it for personal use. Those two things. Okay, what else do we have here in our notes? Let's see. Okay, you can also use leverage for mortgage payments. Let's say that, okay, I qualify to get a house, and I am a real estate owner. So I go to the bank and maybe borrow 2,000 with that, borrow 2 million. With that 2 million, I go take it and go buy maybe two houses worth 1 million each. There I have took my leverage and increase my asset valuation, where now I took that leverage and put it into two houses, and those two houses, maybe in the next year or 2 years, as we all know, the value of a house always increases. That will help me be able to cover back my money, because I took that 2 million, bought two houses put renters in those two houses. Now I got a cash flow out of that 2 million. What does that mean? Now my leverage is working for me. You see how you could use a leverage in a business and leverage in a personal way, and the way you can also use a leverage as a way to increase your valuation. So leverage is something that is very important. The way that leverage is used by by professional investors is in two ways. They use it to boost their investments, and they also use it maybe to cover their investments. The way I would use a leverage as a investor. I would maybe go take a 10,000 rand loan and take that 10,000 and separate it into three categories: long-term investment, short-term investment, and personal use. So how I would take that 10,000, I take that 10,000 maybe for long-term investments. I'd buy stocks maybe in gold, buy stocks maybe in Anglo mining. That's a huge mining companies in South Africa. And then maybe for short term, I take that money and put it in my forex accounts and help make that money grow. And the third way, I could use that money for personal. I could take that money and put it in my personal savings accounts, where every year it would accumulate and give me a percentage for having that money. Let's say now it's time for me to pay those assets. It's time for me to pay back that loan. So leverage is very important here. If you over leveraged yourself and you didn't put in the right financial blockers in order to help your money move and grow. Just for example, the way I said on my how I would use the 10,000 that I would borrow and separate into three categories. If you did not take that 10,000 and use it in a wise way, you've basically wasted all that money. Now when it's time for you to pay that loan, you're going to be paying it straight out of your own pocket. You see, the way I divided my 10,000 is different. That 10,000 I would take, and it would be making money for me, because I've invested it long term, it creates a cash flow. I've invested it short term, it creates a cash flow. I've invested it personally into my account, it also creates a cash flow. So these three categories of where I put my money in, where I put my leverage, my loan into, is the way, it's how I'm going to pay back. So the money I get from the long-term investment will pay back the loan, will pay back my loan. The money I'd get from my short-term investment will pay back my loan. The money I would get from my long-term investment will pay back my loan. So I'd be using my leverage, using my loan. I-loan engiyithathile ukuthi ngenzele imali, imali yami izobe ingisebenzela, iyangisebenzela imali yami as lokhu iqhubeka ihamba, iyangisebenzela ngoba iyakhula. So basically that's what I'm saying. Take your leverage, use it to grow your business, use it to grow your assets, use it to grow your personal income or your valuation, and that will help you in the long term when it's time to pay back the loan, because now you're not paying it out of your own pocket, the leverage is paying itself. That's all I got for today. It's the Financial Liberator. I'm gonna come back with more content like this. Stay tuned, like and follow for more.